Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ninja Eskimo coming to you with KMT and USA for Operation Dynamo, turn 11 here in the July 41 turn. The KMT is not happy about that, understandably, over in Karulin. Enough so that we're just going to go back in there. We will be launching a full-blown assault in Rihi. I've already messaged the veteran. He has decided to scramble his two fighters. So aside from that, infantry, you should be good. We've got defenders. And attackers. And this one will also have defenders and attackers. Defenders are nothing, the attackers are these two, but they can still retreat because they're KMT. Oh, I should mention the buys are already on the board. It's this is a success. The buys are 4 cavalry for the KMT, utilizing 12 of 12. Alright, we go to Rihi, where there's a peculiar amount of defensive Japanese forces. Pardon the yawning. Because we may have overlap, I'll just use those dice in case dice get weird. This is the battle for Rihi. The fighters will only be shooting air targets as they're able in round 1 because of air superiority. There are no first strikes. Everything is fine, rolling as is. Alright, that is 3 hits and 1 2 hits. So the Japanese and the KMT each lose 2 fighters. And another hit will be gotten by this militia who missed. Then we look at hits here. We have 1 retreat and wow, 3 4s, a single hit. But in response, we have 3 hits by the Japanese. So they are superior in the hits this go around. 3 hits, taking 1 loss. 3 hits and 1 retreat. sort of means that it's time for the KMT to back off and take their victory punches against the Japanese Air Force that they can. Alright. Unfortunate, really. They did their best. Alright, that's the KMT turn, and they're going to be picking up their 4 cavalry. I may quickly look to make sure I had 12. 12 seems like a lot for the KMT. This is the save that I received, but let's see what the news said for them last time. Yeah, 11 income, 1 saved. So they should have had 12. Alright. I have spuriously lost the KMT cavalry. They're learning how to swim in the Pacific. No worries. They do it all the time. Alright. So we actually have enough to constitute perhaps another task force. Or considering a task force, perhaps. Yeah, we'll use the 106th. It'll be glorious. Stupendous. Most assuredly so. And then we look around. KMT is picking up 11 once more. This time they do not have the saved 1 to bring them to 12. And now we go for the US. US still has yet to finish a tech. They're going for their victory techs here, these 4. And they're also going to try to finish Amphib Doctrine Airborne to start, improve factory and radar to keep improving. All of these are here. Jet fighters is a success. Strategic rockets, I believe, and heavy strat bomber is so dang close and fails. LRA is a success. Radar is a success. So we'll move up radar. We'll move up long-range aircraft. Move up jet fighters. And we shall finish the strategic rockets. Which is great. We finally have 1 tech for America. And yeah. Radar. Improved factories. Airborne. Amphibious. Jet fighters, LRA, heavy strats. For the future, and then we'll have some other tech that we can roll for them on turn 12. But that's at least some success for America's tech program. 50-50. We like it. A big question is what they will get for their income roll. And we're just hoping and hoping and hoping that it's enough to go to war finally and actually help our failing allies. That's an 11. Okay. That we will be happy about. An 11 will bring us to wartime economy. 56 up to 67. Psych. No, just 63. But okay. That is enough to perhaps declare war after, perhaps before. When does our thing come in? First time USA is at war with a major power. Infantry class units cost -1 IPP in the next USA production phase. I believe we're already in a production phase because we rolled for technology and income increases. So I don't think that it would apply this time, unfortunately. So we got 57 to spend. Now we've mapped out a little bit in case we didn't actually get up there. We want to send the KMT and attack Lend-Lease fighters. I think finishing a heavy cruiser could be pretty good. That'll be 5. I guess some artillery and infantry wouldn't be the worst case. Artillery. I don't believe we've got any production so far on improved construction for them. Nope, we don't. So it'll just be full bore on all the capital ships. I mean, not the capital ships, full bore on all the ships. Capital ships are already at -1 just because we have our big blue fleet. But I think we can go without the infantry if next turn is going to be the infantry decrease in cost. We would still like some airborne, I guess, just to build up the capacity there. We've got artillery pieces and the heavy cruisers. We are so very close on amphib, LRA, and heavy strats. I can see amphib doctrine being superlative for transport landings. to try to help Britain out somewhat, but we'll see. We will see. This is an opportunity if I wanted to declare war against Germany. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Engage the fleet here at Scapa Flow. What is this? A strat bomber. Okay, so air transport mediums, 3 fighters. He could scramble 3 fighters to help out against a large number. Well, we look at that. Battleships, destroyers. So what I'm left with is this in excess. Heavy cruiser, 2 lights, and 2 destroyers. Versus his 3 fighters. And I could take a fleet carrier in if I really wanted to. Which I probably don't. Leaving the poor Brit carrier here with the plane all by his lonesome. Yeah, he somehow has heavy strap bombers as Germany before I do. Very unhappy about that. I think we'll just wait and see. We have 1 light tank and several airborne divisions here. We do need some more planes for the Pacific, need some more transports. We could probably pass on the airborne divisions this turn. Probably pass on the artillery, to be perfectly honest. What do we need to retake Europe? Well, there's a lot needed to retake Europe. But I think tanks would be in order. Just loading tanks on some transports could be very helpful in fighting in France. Because he's got nothing in France. I mean, all he's got is this. And if that's not able to actually help him, that's all the better for us. It could be some tank things. Gotta think we've got 1 minor factory here. It should probably pop out a transport plane, no? Got this seaplane on map. These planes, medium bombers, things to attack with is pretty darn good. He's got a Japanese strat bomber doing absolutely nothing there. It would be a very, very sad pity if it were to suddenly die through no fault of its own, really. I think we may require a liberation of Korea and Taiwan. This will get the KMT up to major power status. This will get rid of pesky Japanese forces. Conversely, we can also just sail this away and take out 1, 2, 3. We can take out the enemy here in Maharashtra. 2 fighters, a tactical and a medium. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of our airfield and land there. So we can just go kill that. Honestly, I was thinking I was going to roll like another 1 or 2 for American income, which is very, very sad but unfortunate given the 1s and 2s I was rolling beforehand. I'm like, this could just be the game where I just roll the 1s and 2s and the US doesn't join the war ever. These cost 3. Am I having to build them in home country? Oh. Okay, so I can actually do those from the Philippines. That's actually quite nice. Let's get one of those rockets and just start bombing from the Philippines. 1, 2, well, not from the Philippines, I guess. Looks like we might have to land in various islands, guys. Bonin, Volcano, Okinawa. There's just so many things that we should land in and build rockets for. Okay. So maybe not a rocket, but we could definitely do a strategic bomber. Oh, we can make rockets. We just might not make the artillery. The possibility of taking back Calcutta is a real one. It is still fraught with disadvantageous things. I like the idea of killing Japanese ships. This could be something that just doesn't happen. Got the tank, which is nice. I think we do want to just land in Formosa, give the Chinese a major power dome, and then help them take out the rest. I mean, we can claim some French territory as well, which could be helpful. They could come 1, 2, 3, help out our friends down under. I think we'd best make some tanks anyhow. We can make more ships later. That seems fine to me. We can actually split one of these tanks up. Grab a port upgrade, which should be 4. For a port upgrade. That'll work. Alright. 4 for that port upgrade. This port upgrade will go to Panama because Panama is one of those special zones where it just applies to the entire zone. So if I send things south, 1, 2, 3, they will be there. I could just send the whole fleet. That would be a very interesting fleet maneuver. We'll see. The question is what to do with all of these things here. I believe we're going to have the carriers move up here. Militia maybe will just stick outside the 42nd for now. Very much just landing, sending one plane, one, two, three, four. Doesn't have a place to land. We may, in fact, decide to go here instead on the panicked, damaged line here of Japan's. Because this will get us opportunity to land there and in Hong Kong. And we can bring planes. Alright, fighter. A bomber. A fighter and two bombers. The battleships will bombard Hong Kong. The heavy cruiser will bombard Formosa. And we should be able to take planes as casualties as needed. We'll switch that up. One battleship will go to Formosa. Battleship and heavy cruiser will bombard Hong Kong. This is an official declaration of war against Japan. If that's not clear, let me be clear. It is now an official declaration of war against Japan. I believe this would be the opportunity now to come off of this. No, that's during the non-combat move. Yeah. Okay, so they're moving there. There will be very nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into port. Strategic naval move later. And these boys, I guess, will come down here. Coastal subs are just, don't know what they want to do. Okay. The Americans have spent all their money. They will attack. In Formosa, we've got a battleship bombardment at a 4. Miss. We've got a bomber and a fighter, 7-6. That is rather unfortunate. We've got 2 infantry and 1 defending militia. Infantries, I believe, are at 1 and the militia is at 2 because of mountains in Taiwan. Complete miss for everything. Okay, so we'll repeat the rolls for the infantry class units for round 2. And miss all around. We've got a bomber and a fighter. Once again. Alright, fighter scores the hit. And Taiwan is liberated to the KMT. which puts the KMT at 13, necessary to become major power. These guys are shunted back to their transport. Japanese militia is dead. These planes are still flying over, I believe. Alright, battleship and cruiser bombardment on Hong Kong. Battleship, cruiser, 4 and 3. 4 and 2, rather. 2 hits is great. It's quite excellent, and we like it. So that will be returned to FEC. We do like the walk-ons. When we can get them, we like them. Actually, because KMT is now major at 13. Dun, 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 dun. I don't believe that they have to be major power on its own turn. That one. Gets 1 factory at no cost. No longer has decentralized production or low morale. So, major factory will show up here. In Nanjing. And that should actually allow us to land a medium bomber. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for all those other planes. So we can land the fighters. And the whole 18th will just move over here. And we can put 1 fighter here in the 42nd, just in case. But the 18th can now freely move there. So that's fun. Yay. And that about does it. Helping China, helping the UK and the Far East. Looking good all around. Then in terms of non-combats, we've already done this, we've already done that. 79th doesn't really need to go anywhere, but I mean, I suppose it could. Let's rail the 79th over. '79th will be there. We know those exist. Gotta make room for tanks. Believe we shall move the 5th. 1, 2, 3. It will just exist. Now, LRA doesn't leave them any place to land is the problem for them. The Germans are trying to do something over here. It doesn't make super sense. All right. This is a decision. We'll actually throw him over here after all in that factory. And that should work just fine. This guy will come off in the non-combat. We will be able to send this bounce, 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 bounce over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop, into South Australia. Same thing. Bounce, 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 bounce. Loop. As usual. Into there. And it's really time to just give Japan trouble. Yeah, we like that. Alright. We're actually probably fine with leaving another fighter here too. Now that I think about it. In fact, we've got one fighter there. We've got one fighter there. In fact, we're fine leaving the entire 18th over in the Philippines. Alright. Yeah, the whole 18th will be there then, that's fine. Okay. So next turn is going to be the big turn of bigness. And should be good. Axis are running a little ragged, it looks like, because of Japan's position. Italy is maybe overstretched. Things are happening. Alright. We will pick up for America 75 and be gloriously at war. Finally. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's KMT and America. Major KMT powerness is kind of nice, finally. And I guess now they'll be able to roll for some tech starting next turn. We will see you all in the next one. Throw back to the veteran for Germany, turn 12. Peace.